Well, let's just get this straight. Fairy tales teach morals. That is the similarity to God. Sometimes a fairy tale will have a godlike figure. Although, in the mythological sense, is there another similarity between God and a talking wolf, or a little dwarf, or a magical carriage and a shoe? Before I continue, I would like to name some of the founders of logic and even mathematics and science to show who this claim would go against. Rene Descartes, Euler, Newton, Jacobi, Aristotle, Einstein, Heisenberg, Pascal, Fermat, etc. Some of them weren't religious, but all of them right there believe that there is some higher power. In claiming that God is no different from fairy tales is the same as claiming that the people I just mentioned to be nothing but children living in a fantasy. Euler literally created most of the math everyone uses today. The people that literally started entire fields of thought. Now that is out of the way, let us talk about the subject. God has been studied in academia repeatedly, and although literature professors may study fairy tales to find meanings, almost every field that you could think of has asked a question about the character that is God. Philosophy, physics, mathematics, biology, chemistry, astronomy, cosmology, psychology, medicine, archaeology, Africana studies, history, and more on. These fields may ask, why would the Christian God allow slavery? Why would God be needed to create the universe? Why would God be needed for life? Why would God allow evil? How would God fit into the scheme of life? What evidence is there to support the Bible? And more questions keep piling on. No fairy tale in history has ever had this effect on academia. In fact, to relate something with mathematics, there's a story about Euler, and he was talking, I don't remember the guy's name, but he was trying to prove God with an equation, and I believe it was b minus a divided by b. I can't see too much of it in my head, but I believe that Euler genuinely believed in God. All I know is that right after, Euler requested to just leave, after everyone laughed at him. But it doesn't matter. Every single person in society must ask themselves this question, as millions of people have. If God is this important to appear everywhere, then a comparison to a fairy tale is illiterate in the sense of having the whole universe suddenly matter. I mean, there's evidence that Jesus existed, and then they don't count it as evidence because it came from the Bible, or it came from sources that were like 20 years later. But that's just dumb. I mean, discarding evidence just because of where it came from is just not academic. I mean, claiming that Jesus didn't exist would mean that thousands of Jews on a single day were converted for no reason. Hardcore Jews. Jews that would have literally stoned you for just claiming that there was a man named Jesus who did what he did. That is how we know that God is no fairy tale. The only question is, which God? I mean, in this book called Forms, created by this guy Durkheim, claimed that all religions are based in this thing called the real. Although there are some objections I have to the book, its overall claim is that religions are based on natural things, and that's why all of them must be true to an extent. Like, let's see, there was this part about totemism, and about how it relates to nature and describing it with objects. Although the claim is to worship those objects as being the reason behind, like, clouds and stuff, does not mean it isn't real. Clouds are real. It's just that we have different ways of describing what a cloud actually is. Why it rains. Why the sun comes out. All of these things. I mean, the sun doesn't even come out. We're the ones that actually come out. But I think that's it. I will have another video out next week. I just need to get things settled. I want to finish reading some stuff. And then I will pull out multiple videos in one day. But otherwise, thank you for watching. God bless you. See you in the next video.